The story behind League of Legends. Episode 8, Piltover. Piltover is a thriving, progressive city whose power and influence is on the rise. It is Valorant's cultural center, where art, craftsmanship, trade and innovation walk hand in hand. Its power comes not through military might, but the engines of commerce and forward thinking. Situated on the cliffs above the district of Zum and overlooking the ocean, fleets of ships pass through its titanic sea gates, bringing goods from all over the world. The wealth this generates has given rise to an unprecedented boom in the city's growth. Piltover has and still is reinventing itself as a city where fortunes can be made and dreams can be lived. Burgeoning merchant clans fund development in the most incredible endeavors, grand artistic follies, esoteric hextech research, and architectural monuments to their power. With ever more inventors delving into the emergent lore of hextech, Piltover has become a lodestone for the most skilled craftsmen the world over. Locations. Piltover is a city-state between northern and southern parts of Valorant. The current well-known locations, not counting Zon, encompassing Piltover are Israel's House. One of the city's most famous residents, the house houses a large assortment of artifacts found by the explorer himself. One of such artifacts are from an ancient unknown being. First assemblage of the Glorious evolved. Located at the end of the border markets in the southern part of Piltover, the church the main location where worshippers of the Glorious evolved from both Piltover and Zon come to worship their deity, their Grey Lady. It is also a place where the disenfranchised come to seek refuge, and where the crippled come from techmaturgical miracles. Heimerdinger's Laboratory. The main lab of the famous Yodel inventor, Cecil B. Heimerdinger's many inventions have been imagined, created, and tested in this work environment. The laboratory contains various power conducts, transformers, Tesla coils, a testing area, and a workstation housing a large supercomputer. Jace's Laboratory. The main lab of the city's famous guardian, Jace's lab is the place where he himself made his famous Mercury hammer, which was later used against Victor. Piltover Customs. Desiring a more suitable location to construct his techmaturgical vehicles, Heimerdinger built a new expanded workshop outside his Yordle Academy. The workshop, called Piltover Customs, has gone off to become the most successful transportation customization and modification enterprise on Runeterra. The co-owner and chief mechanic Corky, the daring bombardier, enjoys tinkering with all the hextech gizmos that are regularly brought to him. Blue Inn Court. The most influential individuals of Piltover are part of the illustrious Blue Inn Court located in the northern part of Piltover. The north of the city is where the bulk of the clans have their mansions and heavily guarded workshop compounds, such as the mansions of clans Arvino, Cadwilder, Pharaohs, Giapara, Holleran, Klazari, Medarda, and Horichi. Piltover Police Department. The main organization tasked in keeping the peace in the city, Piltover Police Department is one of Runeterra's most modernized law enforcements, being able to deal with techmaturgical crimes. Piltover Treasury. Piltover's treasury is located at the southern part of the city. While also housing vaults, it is also the city's main bank. Clockwork Vault is one of the treasury's most impenetrable vaults, only ever cracked by the infamous Twisted Fate and Graves, and even recently attacked by Jinx. Piltover City Zoo. The Piltover City Zoo houses a large assortment of flora and fauna from across Runeterra. Such animals are rhinos and plague jungle's monkeys. It has been recently vandalized by Jinx. Rivek Residence. Previous residents of Corin Rivek, the city's famous clockwork inventor. He and her daughter Oriana were forced to abandon it and move down to Zon. Rivek returned to Piltover by selling a collection of clockwork figurines left behind by her daughter before she departed. Sungates. The most important location of all of Piltover, the Sungates separate the north and south of Valorant and are the primary gates between east and west. The Sungates were constructed as a necessity of the city, but due to its construction a massive cliff was created due to geological instability of the gate's construction, which sunk large chunks of sand into the sea. In Piltover, Progress Day marks the moment the Sungates opened for the first time, allowing trade to pass easily between the east and west of Valoran. Below and on, it is a day to remember those lost in the geological upheaval that created the east-west passage and submerged entire districts underwater. Yordle Academy of Science and Progress. There is a significant Yordle population that resides in Piltover. Heimerdinger, the revered inventor, had an allure to science that he could not resist, and wanted to make his mark on the City of Progress. Before leaving Bandle City he gathered like-minded Yordles to join him in his quest to Piltover, thus forming the backbone of the now famous Yordle Academy of Science and Progress. Since then, his academy has become one of the leading institutions in all of Valoran. It has pioneered many new scientific achievements, delving deeper and deeper into the field of technometry. The more interesting contraptions Heimerdinger and his colleagues have put together are on permanent display at the Academy, with tours being granted nearly every day of the week. Its library houses one of the largest assortment of books found on Valoran. Culture. Trade is the lifeblood of Piltover, and its command of the main sea route between east and west has seen its coffers swell with gold. A consequence of this has been the rapid expansion of the Noxian Empire, whose armies and supplies can now travel the length and breadth of Valoran with relative ease. It has also allowed Bilgewater to prosper as a haven for pirates and reavers who prey on ships traveling to and from Piltover. The climate around Piltover is generally balmy, but when the temperature changes rapidly, sea fogs often envelop the docks and warehouses. The quaysides of Piltover are always busy, and anyone with a strong back and the will to work can easily find employment. 100 accents are heard on the wharf-side streets at any given time, and scores of ships from every port pass through the Sungates every day. The cosmopolitan nature of Piltover makes its inhabitants as varied as their city, but there remains a particular character to its people. A citizen of Piltover is typically self-reliant, does not expect handouts, and always aspires to do better. They are averse to meddling from outsiders, and see an open and free market as essential to the city's continued prosperity. As much as the citizens of Piltoverans like to pretend they are separate entities, both are far more intertwined than they might openly admit, having strong biological and cultural ties to one another. Government. Piltover has a very empathic and progressive governing body. It is indicated that the citizens of Piltover collectively elect their representatives, who are referred to as statesmen. In order to improve the city-state's social and environmental well-being, statesmen constantly strive to implement their nation's rapid scientific innovations. Piltover is also one among Valoran's least militarized city-states, and also one of its most trusting. Despite that, the city boasts a warship squadron for the protection of the Sungates. Relations. Bandle City. Many of the most ingenious minds of Bandle City go to attend the university in the heart of Piltover, from mechanical masterminds to tinkering excellency. The most obvious display of Yordle power in Piltover University is Heimerdinger, the revered inventor. Piltover has gotten the attention of many Yordles and taken attention to many also, such as Rumble, the mechanized menace, and Ziggs, the hexplosive expert. Military weaponization for Bandle City is largely produced in Piltover. Examples would be the Yipsnake's aircraft and the city's defensive outpost walls and turrets. Bilgewater. As Runitura's biggest black market, Bilgewater trades all manner of illicit hextech pilfered from Piltover. Demacia. Piltover and Demacia may have their differences, but the two nations are on relatively friendly terms. Scientists from the City of Progress are usually welcomed inside Demacia. However, should the scientists wish to perform experiments there, they must first get clearance from Demacian officials. Noxus. As the strongest nation on Runeterra, Noxus heavily relies on the crucial trade route of Piltover for controlling its vast lands in the northern and southern parts of Valoran. Due to the importance of the location, many Noxian shadow agents have infiltrated all levels of Piltover's society in order to prepare the Empire for a possible future invasion of the city. Zon. As the two leading city-states in the development of Hextech, Zon and Piltover have a deep competitive rivalry, both vying to be the ones directing the future of technometallurgy on Runeterra. There are frequent smuggling campaigns orchestrated by Zonite thieves. Valuable technologies are then later sold on the black market all across Runeterra. They also share deep historical, social, and cultural connections, having Piltover, literally and figuratively, rise from the foundations of Zon. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to share video and subscribe us channel.